Have you ever wondered how gratitude has changed in the digital age? From a bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolates, we've moved to virtual hearts, animated stickers, and electronic transfers. In a world where a significant part of communication has moved online, the ways of expressing appreciation have also transformed. Digital gifts have become the new currency of emotions. A colorful sticker in a messenger app, a donation to a favorite streamer, or even a simple like under a friend's photo. All of these are modern ways to say thank you, you are important, or I like what you do. The evolution from material tokens of attention to virtual ones happened rapidly, literally within one generation. Now we can instantly send a sign of appreciation to a person on the other side of the planet. But what happens in our minds when we send or receive such gifts? Why are people willing to spend real money on virtual tokens of attention? What psychological mechanisms are triggered when exchanging digital tokens of gratitude? Why are we willing to give real money for something intangible? This question becomes central when studying the phenomenon of digital gifts. When a person sends a sticker for 50 rubles or donates 1,000 to a streamer, deep psychological mechanisms are activated, connected not with material value, but with emotional satisfaction. Studies show that virtual giving activates the same pleasure centers in the brain as traditional gifts. The key difference is that a digital gift creates an instant connection, overcoming any distances. By sending an animated sticker or making a donation, we are not just buying a picture or a sound effect, we are purchasing an emotional response. Psychologists call this affective economy, where feelings become the currency. Interestingly, virtual recognition is often perceived as more valuable than a physical gift. Public approval in the form of a donation during a stream creates a social effect of recognizing the donor's merits before the community. This satisfies one of the basic human needs, the desire to be noticed and appreciated. Many platforms reinforce this effect by highlighting sponsor messages, creating special badges and statuses. Such a system of social ranking turns the act of giving into a tool for self-identification and belonging to a group. Virtual gifts also serve as a way to express one's individuality. By choosing a specific sticker or donation amount, a person demonstrates their taste, sense of humor, or financial capabilities. In this sense, digital giving becomes a form of self-expression, allowing one to speak about oneself without direct words. The world of digital gifts is striking in its diversity. Each platform has created a unique ecosystem of virtual gratitude, and each format has its own psychological mechanics. Let's delve into the anatomy of modern donations. A super chat on YouTube is not just a monetary transfer, but an opportunity to highlight your message with color and pin it in the broadcast. The larger the amount, the brighter the color, and the longer the message is visible. This creates a hierarchy of attention. The donor literally buys seconds in the public spotlight. A Twitch subscription works differently. It's a regular payment symbolizing long-term support. Subscribers receive special emotes, badges, and privileges, forming an elite community around the streamer. Here, the psychology of belonging to an exclusive circle is at play. Virtual coins on TikTok or VKontakte convert real money into in-game currency, creating a psychological distance between spending and gifting. It's easier to send 100 virtual coins than to transfer 100 rubles. The effect of money derealization kicks in. It's interesting to observe the differences between anonymous and public donations. An anonymous donation is often larger in amount. When identity is hidden, a person is guided by pure altruism or the desire to see the recipient's reaction. A public donation becomes a social gesture, a statement about oneself to the community. Some platforms allow for special animations or sound effects for large donations. This transforms the act of gratitude into a mini performance, where the donor becomes the director of a moment of joy or surprise. A double tap on the screen, a finger sliding to the heart icon, a blue check mark of confirmation. These micro-actions have become part of our daily ritual. A like is the smallest, yet most widespread unit of digital gratitude. It's the currency of social approval, costing nothing to the giver but potentially meaning a great deal to the receiver. Every day, over 10 billion likes are given worldwide, a colossal stream of virtual approval circulating through the digital arteries of the planet. The evolution of this phenomenon is astounding. Starting with a simple thumbs up on Facebook, the reaction system has evolved into a whole spectrum of emotions. Now we can not only approve but also express love, surprise, sadness, or anger with a single touch of the screen. This emotional granularity has transformed digital communication, adding new nuances to it. Psychologists note an interesting paradox. Although likes cost nothing materially, their absence can cause a real emotional deficit. Studies show that the number of reactions received directly affects dopamine levels, the pleasure hormone. This is especially noticeable among teenagers, for whom digital approval becomes a measure of social success. Each post turns into a kind of social experiment, where the author involuntarily awaits confirmation of their significance through quantitative metrics. The appearance of like counters has created a new form of social capital, measurable and public. This is why some platforms have begun experimenting with hiding these metrics, trying to reduce psychological pressure on users. In a world where emotions are often confined to text, a new visual system for expressing feelings has emerged. Stickers and emojis have become a universal language of digital communication, overcoming the barriers of words and cultures. Small images can convey what sometimes cannot be expressed in an entire paragraph. A smiling face, a crying laughing emoji, a heart, or applause. Each symbol carries an emotional charge, enriching text messages with new shades of feeling. These are not just pictures but full-fledged emotional anchors in the stream of digital communication. Research shows that the use of emojis activates the same brain areas as the perception of real human faces. We literally read emotions from these tiny icons. It is especially interesting to observe cultural differences in the use of visual symbols. In Japan, the birthplace of emojis, symbols expressing politeness and respect are popular. In Brazil, bright, festive stickers predominate. In Russia, ironic and sarcastic images are often used. Each culture adapts the universal language to its communicative traditions. The phenomenon of premium stickers demonstrates people's willingness to pay for extended emotional expression capabilities. Line users in Japan spend millions of dollars annually on exclusive sticker packs. Telegram and VKontakte have created entire marketplaces for artists to monetize their emotional creations. Why are people willing to pay for something that can be replaced by plain text or free emojis? It's all about the nuances. Premium stickers often reflect more complex emotional states, allowing for a more precise conveyance of mood, or the creation of a unique atmosphere in a conversation. Furthermore, it's a way of self-expression. By choosing certain sticker sets, we transmit information about our taste, sense of humor, and even worldview. For many, it's also a way to support favorite artists or brands. Digital tokens of gratitude are not formed in a vacuum, but at the intersection of technology, culture, and social norms. Each society brings its own traditions into the virtual space, creating unique rituals of appreciation. In Japan, digital gifts often reflect the concept of omiyage, a traditional souvenir brought back from travels. The Korean gift culture of sonmul has transformed into generous donations to streamers. Western users more often value individualism and creativity in digital tokens of attention. It is striking to observe how different generations embrace digital gratitude. For Generation Z, a virtual gift is as natural as a handshake was for their grandparents. Millennials balance between digital and physical forms of appreciation, often combining them. The older generation, mastering digital platforms, brings their own ideas about the value and significance of a gift to them. A grandmother sending her grandson a sticker with a birthday cake puts no less soul into this gesture than into a pie baked by hand. Platforms do not just reflect existing cultural norms, but actively shape them. Encouragement algorithms, interface design, reward mechanics, all subtly guide our behavior. When TikTok shows an animation of a golden shower for a large donation, or Twitch highlights subscribers with special badges, a new social hierarchy is formed, based on digital generosity. Traditional notions of gratitude are transforming in the digital age. Instantaneity, publicity, and quantitative measurability. This is what distinguishes modern forms of appreciation from traditional ones. A digital gift can be sent in seconds, but its effect can last longer than the impression of a material present, especially when it becomes part of a public narrative, saved in chat history or on a social media wall. Remember the viral Ice Bucket Challenge? In the summer of 2014, millions of people around the world poured ice water over themselves, recorded videos, and challenged their friends. This spontaneous campaign raised over $200 million for ALS research. What made it so successful? The secret lies in a unique combination of psychological triggers: publicity, the element of a challenge, social pressure, and ease of participation created a perfect viral mechanism. You could see your friends and celebrities taking part, feel like part of a global movement, and at the same time, do a good deed. A similar mechanism worked in the #TeamTrees campaign, when bloggers called for planting 20 million trees. Each $1 donation turned into one planted tree. A simple and clear mechanic, amplified by the transparency of the process. It's interesting that successful digital flash mobs often use an element of a game or a challenge. This transforms charity from an abstract good deed into a concrete action with immediate feedback. At the same time, spontaneous collections during disasters work on a different principle. Here, the key factors are the emotional response to the tragedy, media coverage, and trust in the organizers of the collection. Psychologists note that in such cases, people are guided by empathy and a desire to help immediately. The success or failure of digital charity campaigns often depends on several critical factors: ease of participation, the presence of prominent ambassadors, transparency in the use of funds, and the ability to see the concrete result of one's contribution. When these elements come together, an ordinary hashtag can turn into a world-changing movement. What drives a person when they send a digital gift? The psychology of the giver reveals an astonishing spectrum of motives, from the selfless desire to support to the aspiration to make a statement. Studies show that behind the same action, sending a donation or a virtual sticker, completely different impulses can lie. Pure altruism is perhaps the noblest motive. When a person anonymously supports a budding musician or donates to a charity stream without public recognition, they are guided by a sincere desire to help. Such givers derive satisfaction from the very act of support, rather than from external approval. At the opposite end of the spectrum is the motive of social status. Large public donations often become a way to stand out, demonstrate financial capabilities, and gain instant recognition. For such givers, publicity is critically important. The moment when the streamer thanks them by name and the chat fills with enthusiastic comments. Between these poles lies a whole range of mixed motives. Empathy and a sense of community prompt support for content creators with whom the giver feels an emotional connection. Many perceive regular donations as fair payment for hours of entertainment or useful information. Others seek personal interaction, the opportunity to ask a question or get a reaction to their message. Interestingly, the possibility of personalization significantly influences givers' generosity. Platforms that allow attaching a personal message, animation, or sound effect to a donation generate significantly more revenue. People are willing to pay not just for support, but for the opportunity to express their individuality through this gesture. For content creators, digital gifts are not just a source of income, but also a powerful emotional stimulus. When a streamer sees a pop-up message about a donation, or a blogger receives a flurry of likes on a new post, pleasure centers in the brain are activated, releasing dopamine, the reward hormone. This creates a feeling of recognition and acceptance that can surpass material forms of gratitude in its impact. For many content creators, virtual tokens of appreciation become the fuel that sustains their motivation. Research shows that regular feedback from the audience significantly increases productivity and creativity. Streamers note that even small donations with warm words can lift their spirits for the entire day and inspire new projects. However, the same reward system that motivates can also create dependence. Many content creators admit that they experience anxiety when the number of likes or donations decreases. An emotional attachment to digital success metrics arises, and self-esteem begins to fluctuate along with audience engagement graphs. Psychologists call this phenomenon the emotional roller coaster of social media. Novice content creators who have not yet developed healthy mechanisms for interacting with digital approval are particularly vulnerable. For them, every negative comment can outweigh dozens of positive reviews. Experienced bloggers and streamers develop psychological defense strategies, regular breaks from social media, meditation, and separating professional and personal self-esteem. Some intentionally hide viewership statistics from themselves while creating new content to preserve creative freedom and authenticity. It is important to remember that behind every digital gift stands a real person with a sincere desire to express gratitude. This creates a special connection between the creator and the audience, virtual, but no less significant for that. We live in an era where attention has become the most valuable resource. The gratitude economy has transformed into a multi-billion-dollar industry where every like, donation, and sticker has its price. Social media platforms and streaming services have created sophisticated systems for monetizing human emotions. Behind the bright animations and sound effects lies a meticulously crafted psychological mechanism. Every design element, from the color of a button to the sound of a notification, is optimized for maximum user engagement. TikTok has turned the process of sending virtual coins into a colorful show with fireworks and special effects. YouTube has developed a color gradation for super chats, where the amount determines the message's prominence. Twitch has created an entire ecosystem of subscriptions with different levels and exclusive privileges. All these mechanisms operate on one principle: transforming appreciation into a measurable and monetizable asset. Interestingly, platforms typically take 30 to 70% of the digital gift amount. This commission is rarely advertised, remaining in the shadow of joyful animations and sound effects. Content creators and their audience enter into an unspoken contract, where some produce emotional experiences and others pay real money for them. The platforms, in turn, act as intermediaries, setting the rules of the game and collecting their share. Such a three-sided economic model is unique to the digital age. It creates the illusion of a direct connection between giver and receiver, though in reality, it is a carefully designed system for extracting profit from human emotions. Recommendation algorithms amplify this effect by promoting content that elicits the greatest emotional response, and consequently, more digital gifts. Behind the vibrant animations and sound effects of digital gifts lies a dark side. Ethical issues rarely discussed openly. Manipulative practices have become an integral part of the virtual gratitude industry. Many platforms deliberately blur the line between support and gambling, utilizing psychological triggers borrowed from the casino world. Instant gratification, random rewards, visual and auditory stimuli. When a streamer organizes a donation roulette or promises to perform a specific action for a certain amount, a fine line emerges between entertainment and the exploitation of the audience's emotional vulnerability. Particularly alarming is the lack of transparency in fund distribution. Users rarely realize that 30 to 70% of their donation goes to the platform, not the content creator. This information is usually hidden in multi-page user agreements that no one reads. Some charity streams also raise questions. What portion of the collected funds actually reaches those in need? A separate issue is emotional exploitation. Content creators sometimes deliberately display vulnerability, share personal difficulties, or create dramatic situations to elicit a wave of support and donations. Where does authenticity end and manipulation begin? This question is becoming increasingly relevant. There is another side to the coin: addiction to digital gifts among donors. Some users spend amounts significantly exceeding their financial capabilities, striving to gain the attention of their favorite streamer or a special status in the community. Platforms rarely implement effective mechanisms to protect against excessive spending, as this contradicts their business interests. Fortunately, ethical practices are also emerging in the industry. Some streamers set a maximum limit on donations, return excessive donations, and openly discuss the financial side of their activities. Platforms like Patreon offer a more transparent support model with minimal fees. Finding a balance between encouraging generosity and preventing abuse remains a complex task. Perhaps the future lies in regulation that will oblige platforms to implement protective mechanisms and ensure full transparency of financial flows in the world of digital gifts. The world of digital gifts stands on the threshold of revolutionary changes. Technologies are not standing still, and today, we already see the first signs of what the culture of virtual gratitude will look like tomorrow. Cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies are becoming the new foundation of digital giving. Decentralized platforms allow content creators to receive up to 98% of donations, bypassing traditional intermediaries. Fan tokens make it possible to support favorite authors directly and even participate in decisions about future content. This democratizes the relationship between creators and audience, transforming it into a true collaboration. Non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are transforming the very concept of a digital gift. Now, gratitude can take the form of a unique digital asset with a confirmed history of ownership. Musicians release exclusive tracks as NFTs, artists create digital works of art, and bloggers turn iconic moments of their broadcasts into collectible tokens. Virtual and augmented reality open a new dimension for digital gifts. In metaverses, a gift can take the form of a virtual item that the recipient uses in their digital space. Imagine giving a virtual sofa for a friend's digital home, or unique clothing for their avatar. In the coming years, the boundaries between physical and digital gifts will continue to blur. Hybrid forms of gratitude, combining the tangible and the virtual will become the norm. A gift sent via an app will materialize at the recipient's door, and a physical present will be able to unlock digital content. Despite all the technological innovations, the main challenge remains preserving sincerity and authenticity in digital gestures of gratitude. How not to lose humanity in a world of algorithms and automation? Perhaps the answer lies in personalization and a creative approach. A digital gift created specifically for a particular person will always be more valuable than a mass template.